Such a joy to have Shawn Kirchner with us today, and of course you hear the choir clapping because you have such a great name in the music industry. He's a local composer here in LA, right? But has international acclaim, and his works are often influenced by a strong faith, and he's been featured on many prestigious groups across the globe. But anyway, just welcome with me Shawn Kirchner. We're so glad to have you. Hi. Thank you. So you've been involved with the church for a long time, and tell us a little bit about how your faith has influenced your compositions.
Yeah, I think when you grow up in the church, it just becomes such a fabric of your life. I think just the inspiration of it. When I was a little kid, I started messing around with hymns. I actually learned to sight read music by playing through the entire hymnal. Because they had hymns in all kinds of different keys, so like 3 flats or 4 sharps or whatever. So I think the music of the church just became, not just the music, but the ideals and all of it just became part of the fabric of who I am. So I think, I think it's been hard to separate my professional musical life with my church music life because there's so much cross-fade. And sometimes I find that like in a concert hall, I'm hoping that we have the same kind of effect as in a church service in terms of the inspiration that people feel that happens during the music. I mean, musicians tend to talk through music rather than through words, so it's a little bit hard to talk about all of it. But
oh, it's so powerful. I mean, hymns especially, I really feel like, before the Protestant Reformation, the Catholic Church taught through catechism. And a lot of the early denominations, Protestant denominations, had catechism as well. But I feel like in the modern era, hymns became our catechism. That's how we learned our doctrine.
Absolutely.
And so I always, and they're so beautiful musically anyway, that it's such a great way to remember something is through music, don't you think?
Yeah. My mom would always sing hymns while she did dishes.
Wow.
So she's no longer with us, but sometimes I would go to the piano after supper. She would go to the sink, and I'd go to the piano, and we would, because I played by ear, so we would just kind of play together. So that's still a huge part of me, just all of that.
And where do you think that some of this traditional stuff, you do a lot of traditional stuff and big, compositions and things, where do you think that fits into like a lot of the modern changes that are happening in worship and all of this?
I guess my philosophy in life is both and rather than either or. And I think our culture is diverse. That's one of the beautiful things about living in this country. So much diversity, we can gain so much learning other people's traditions and what's meaningful to them. But I think in the church, it's the same way. There's so many streams of creativity. People like Mandy writing original music, and I get to put my own little touch on a traditional song. But I think the inspiration is alive, and it is for the benefit of all of us.
So many of the conversations about music are funny to me because when you look in history, you see that this isn't new, that these conversations, we were talking earlier, like when the organ came into the Reformed Church or whichever denomination it was, everybody was like, whoa, 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 not an organ, not in a church, that's a secular instrument. It was like the electric guitar of the day because it was this technologically advanced thing, and everybody just didn't trust it. And it's interesting how really God uses all types of music.
That's right.
I just believe it's about good music. Like you have good music and bad music.
I totally agree with you.
Not here though. We only have good music here.
That's right.
So you guys are in for an amazing treat. I heard it for the first time in the last service. But this song you're about to do, Oh, What a Beautiful City, it's awesome. And I mean it in a literal word, not colloquially. It inspires awe. Tell us a little bit about this song you're about to do.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the song itself is a beautiful vision of heaven and of this, the city of God, and the idea that there's gates in every direction, north, south, and you'll hear them sing verses, 3 gates in the east, 3 gates in the west, the south, and the north. And I just love that image because it just means from any direction you're coming from, you are welcome.
It's kind of a fusion too, almost. Like, they have like Korean Mexican food now you can get, stuff like that. That's a compliment. I love Korean Mexican.
Well, and this particular song is very much fusion because you'll also hear the choir sings hallelujah. So hallelujah, but with an extra syllable in there, which comes out of the Russian and the Ukrainian tradition of hallelujah. And I was singing with a church choir in Chicago doing Ukrainian Orthodox Easter services, and I learned that. I said, that's awesome. I love that word. And I just found it creeping into my head to use that in the song. So you'll hear how that works out.
Well, Shawn, it's an honor to have you. It really is a privilege that we have Shawn Kirchner in the house, and can't wait to hear your music. Thank you, sir. God bless you.